Good morning, welcome to this week's video. This week, come down to the North Devon coast, try a couple of locations. First one is Lee Bay, quaint little village, coastal area, little bay on its own. The tide, I'm having to sort of get in and get some shots quite quick because the tide is further in than I'd hoped. So let me show you what I'm up to. So, first composition of the day. I've just got a polarizer filter on, nothing else. It's really quite dark this morning, dark moody skies. Got this quite nice composition here. This bit of a cut in a rock here, this rock here just on its own with the waves breaking up around it. Set f14 1/3 of a second, ISO 64. Just taking shots, timing them together, and then I'll pick the one I like the best when I come back to editing. At the moment I'm just firing shots off, trying to get it on the return wave, or when there's something a bit more happening. So yeah, right, let's get a couple of these shots here, and then try just a little bit further to my left. There's another composition that's catching my eye. Okay, this next, I just moved along. I've got a few rocks in front of me, a little bit of a channel as well. Just picking up that rock that's jutting out there on the top right hand corner. Loads of definition here. I'm just keeping an eye because this tide is coming in very fast, and I am going to have to abandon this area in a minute, else I'm not going to be able to get out. Okay, I'm having to capture this shot down through this channel here. I'm having to do it very quickly because I am literally about 5 minutes from being cut off. So, just trying to grab this shot of this leading line, this sort of stream outlet. But, like I say, I need to be very quick. Okay, that's me out of here for this location, or this part here, because I am literally just about to get cut off. So, a few shots from there. I thought I was going to be here plenty early enough, but obviously not. There's some places out a bit further out that look quite nice. I might even come back here as the tide's receding. But I'm going to go a bit further along the coast now, and then maybe come back to here, or unless I find a better location. Okay, before I leave, this shot really has just caught my eye, leading up to the, like coming out of the slipway, leading down onto the beach. Got a cottage right down on the front. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, so we've got this cottage here right on the front, with this tree up on the back, leading down out onto this jutting rocks, waves breaking in. Yeah, got the composition set up, sort of leading it with this this V, this triangle here, leading us in, bringing us down into the shot. Got the exposure. I've tried a couple different shutter speeds. Currently shooting at 1/3 of a second, f11 ISO 64. I've tried it down at 2 seconds. I've actually got a 6-stop ND filter on now as well, just to get the shutter speeds down a little bit. And I've tried several shutter speeds just to soften the water and also to give a bit of definition in the water. So not sure which one I like best in the back of the camera. So I'll wait until I get back and get it onto a bigger screen and then decide which I like best. Okay, location number 1 done. Back in the van, certainly a bit blustery. Got salt from the sea spray on my lips. But yeah, I quite like this down here. Like I say, might be better at a bit lower tide, give me a few more options, or at least a receding tide, because with that tide coming in, it was just too... Sat nav trying to tell me where to go. So yeah, it was receding. If it was receding, it would give me a bit more time. So like I say, I may come back here. I'll see how I get on, because the next location, if I go to it, is a bit of a hike. So stick with me and I'll show you where I am when I get there. Yeah, nice stop at Lee Bay there, albeit it was all a bit frantic because that tide was coming in so quick, but still looks like I think I got some nice shots there. So now I'm heading out to the second location. I parked at a place called Manfrotto. It is a paid car park, but it's not overly expensive, and I'm walking out to Morte Point. Got a bit of rain just starting, so hopefully it's not going to get too bad. I've dropped down. I'm going to walk along the coastal path. You can walk over the top of Morte Point to get out to the end, which is where I want to be. But I am going to try and drop down and walk along the coastal edge to then hopefully maybe get a few shots along these edges as I go. Okay, let's go. So I originally saw this location on a Southwest Coastal Walk program on the TV a few weeks back, and they came around and went to Morte Point. Apparently there was a load of ships wrecked there over the years because of its jagged rocks, and it was the jagged rocks that caught my eye on the video. So I thought maybe I need to just get out there and check it out. So walking out across now. I have actually taken the wrong path. I wanted to be down closer to the edge and walking along the coastal path, but I seem to have picked up the wrong path. So for now I'm just going to keep going on this one, and then maybe on the return we'll walk back along the coast. So yeah, let's keep going. So as if by magic, just after I made that comment about being on the wrong path and not being able to drop down over, just to the left of me got a steep incline that takes me down to the coastal path, which is where I want to be, which will take me out to Morte Point, and then I'll probably walk back across the top path to get back to the van. Okay, let's head down over, see if we can get a couple of coastal shots from the cliff edge from down here before we get out to the point. think I always underestimate this North Devon coastline. I always seem to head down to the south coast for some bizarre reason, because it's really quite spectacular in places. So yeah, I think I need to check out more of this coast. So just check out this view. Shame we haven't got a little bit better light, really. Got the coast here, you know, with the waves, and then over here, and then we've got Morte Point there off in the distance. I was walking along the top here, but I've now dropped down and walking along, and then I'm going down to the coastal path and walk around here and up. So it's yeah, quite spectacular. Like I say, not the best of light. I think I might actually take a shot because we've got some nice dramatic clouds. Not sure from here or whether I drop down. I'm going to drop down here a little bit and see what I can get on this coast here. But okay, enough talking, let's walk on. Okay, down here now. Not sure if you can see that composition there in the back of the camera. Just lighten that up maybe slightly. At the moment, I've actually just taken it down. I'm shooting f14. I'm actually shooting at 1 second. I've taken it down 2 seconds just to lighten it up a little bit for you there. Morte Point up on the top there, and this coast all looking quite impressive. Getting some nice waves breaking in. Just enough swell to give some definition around this coast. This white definition around the coast. Getting some nice big waves every now and again. Nothing spectacular waves, but there's a swell to give us some action in the shot. So yeah, so currently shooting at 1 second. I have done a couple of slightly faster speed as well. Get a couple more shots here, and then I'm gonna carry on and walk on around this coast. Okay, so we've got some lovely like purple heather here on the side. So just taking a couple of shots using that as a foreground. Obviously, because the wind's blowing and the flowers are moving around a little bit, I've had to up the shutter speed to get the foreground shot of the flowers, and then obviously using the sort of similar shutter speeds to before to get the background. Okay, approaching the end of Morte Point, I think. I'll turn you around, let you have a look. Okay, here we are out at the end. Again, like I say, the tide is right in. I'm not sure if you can get down over. I'm going to go a bit further, but I've certainly been on the sheltered side of the of this coast here. If I walk around this corner, I'm not sure if you'll pick it up, but as I walk round, then the wind just takes my breath. The wind just takes my breath away. definitely better on this side. Okay, let's have a look and see if compositions we can find. Okay, because of this wind, no chance of any slower exposures. It's just far too much camera shake. I've actually had to up the ISO up to ISO 200, shooting at f7.1, 1/25th of a second, and even then I'm having to get a focus and then stand to the wind side of the camera to just shelter the wind, just to stop a bit of shake. But what I'm doing is trying to get you've almost got like a dragon's back of jagged rocks, like fins going down through, and I'm trying to get a shot down through. I'd like to get the camera higher, but because of this wind I got no chance. The wind is just shaking, it's almost trying to blow the camera over. So the best I can do is camera just sort of mid-height, waist height, like I say, and then I'm stood sheltering it from the wind, just trying to get a couple of shots down through this dragon's back. But yeah, very impressive, very impressive. Okay, I'm going to walk all around a bit further, which will take me down again, which might just take me a little bit out of this wind and give me another shot along the side. But I'll show you a couple of shots I've got from up here, and then if they're any good, and then I'll see what else we can find. Okay, let's move on. So this is quite a nice angle. Got this rock here, these couple of rocks here in the front I'm using as a foreground, a little bit of colour in them, and then we've got these waves breaking up through there. Slightly faster shutter speed. I think I'm up at 1/6 of a second. So just enough just to get a little, still getting a bit of definition in the waves, but just getting a little bit of backflow off of some of these rocks. And yeah, been quite nice. Not able to talk through too much, certainly on the shots I've done up around that end, because it was just far too windy. But a couple of nice shots here. I'll put them all in a gallery anyway, or I'll put them up as the video goes through. If you haven't already seen them, I'll put them in a gallery at the end. Okay, let's see what else we can find. Just loving how rough and rugged this bit of coast is. It's just these spiky, jagged rocks just sticking up out the ground. Like down on the coast, it's all right on the water's edge. It's just all broken away, and it's just creating this real spiky, jagged coastline. Yeah, it's really quite impressive. So. Okay, I think I'm done here. I'm going to walk back round now again and get sheltered from this wind a little bit and see what else there is as we're walking back. I'm going to make my way back now, walk back towards Morte, and see if there's anything else. But okay, let's go. Okay, so a very enjoyable morning. Starting off down at Lee Bay, nice little quaint North Devon village. Very small, very little there. Very tight to get down to, but certainly was very nice. Not sure if I'm going to go back in there on the way back through now. Depends on traffic. I'd like to try and get back before the traffic gets too busy, and then down to Morte Point, parked in Morte, and walked out to Morte Point.
out to the jagged rocks out at Morte Point, and very impressed. I think another location I would probably like to come back to at maybe a slightly lower tide, whether you can get down a little bit closer to the water's edge. I think there's a couple of places that you could have probably clambered down, but for the purpose of today, very enjoyable morning. Okay, so once again, thanks for checking out my video. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, please hit the subscription button and the notification bell to keep up with the latest content, and give the video a thumbs up if you feel so. That's much appreciated because it does help the video. And also drop me a comment down below. It's as always, it's really nice to hear from you. So from the North Devon coast, which it has stopped raining now, but it is still a bit blustery. Until next time, take it easy.